This conference will now be recorded.
So first of all, before starting the user interface or before starting the Visual Studio, first of all, we need to check whether the services has been started or not. For that, you need to open the run command, go to the run command, and here just you need to type services.msc. Okay, open the services.msc. It will open the services window. In services window, all the services will be available here, like Windows Audio, like LAN connection, and everything. The services will be available here. So in these services, you just need to find the Microsoft D365 service. Okay, here you can type on M letter. Just if you press M letter, automatically you will find some of the services called, see here, Microsoft Dynamics 365 Unified Operations, and so data import export framework. So make sure that these both services should be in running mode. Okay, both services should be in running mode. And also one more service called SQL Server service. This service also should be in running mode. So make sure that all the SQL Server services should be in running mode. Make sure that. Okay, better to check before going to start the application. All the services should be in running mode. Okay, let me close the window. And first of all, let me open the browser. Okay, here already I have created a folder called to open the finance and operations user interface. Let me click on it. So it will open the navigation pane of Dynamics 365 finance and operations. That is called user interface of our application. Through this URL, I'm going to open the Dynamics 365 user interface application. So whenever we want to open the user interface, we need to configure with the Outlook mail ID. Okay, so already I configured. I'll tell you how to configure with Outlook mail ID. And let me type the password. Sign in. Okay, I will skip for whatever at all. It is a free login actually. There are a lot of changes in between 2012 version and Dynamics 365. Basically, 2012, in 2012 application, the whole user interface will be configured in a machine. We just need to install everything on the standalone machine. In desktop, we have an icon of shortcut icon. So if you click on it, automatically it will open the user interface of 2012. But the user interface has been migrated to the completely browser based application. This is, so whatever you want to see, completely it will be available in the user interface through browser itself. So here, uh, these are the shortcut functionalities. These are the quick functionalities. Okay, and this is the dashboard of your application, like bank management, cost control. This is the default functionalities are available here. And here we can see the calendar control, and here we can add the list of items here. Okay, and if you click on it, if you click on the navigation pane, if you want to open the navigation pane, Alt F1 is the shortcut key. Alt F1, or you can click here. It will open the navigation menu. Here you can see the recent, whatever we opened recently, that will be available here. The recent form objects, like reports, forms, dialog boxes, whatever we recently opened, that will be available from, you can access again here. Okay, you can close it. And these are the workspaces. Okay, these are the, whatever here we are seeing here, these are all we can see here. These are the workspaces. Okay, and this is the modules list, like accounts payable, accounts receivable, budgeting, cash and bank management, consolidations. like credit and collections, cost management, human resource management, inventory management, organization administration module, questionnaire module, like a system administration module, time and attendance module, transportation management. These are all default modules are available in Dynamics 365. Comparatively, from 2012 to D365, there are a few more modules has been added, like audit workbench, consolidation, and there is expense management, and there is a module called questionnaire. Okay, there is a called tax. There is a vendor collaboration. So these are the few more modules has been added from 2012 application to D365. Okay, once I have a time, okay, definitely I'll show you the 2012 application also in our training program. I will take the training on both. Okay, like I will give you some knowledge on 2012 also. Whenever we have a free time, I will log in into the 2012 application and I will show you the application also. Okay, once we got the proper knowledge on D365, I will also show 2012 application. Then you will get a clear-cut idea in between two versions. Okay, so if you want to open a particular module, you just need to click on the module name. For example, let me go to the human resource management. So here you can able to see all the functionalities. If you want to open, you can click on expand all functionalities. It will open all the functionalities at a time. Okay, these are all functionalities. Okay, so if you click on any functionality, it will open through browser itself. For example, let me click on course group form. Okay, let me click on course group form. If you click on course group form, automatically it will open again here. This is form. This is a particular course group form. Okay, actually, sorry, classroom groups. Okay, and already I have opened, right? So it will automatically come here. If you want to open any other like a course form or course type form, okay, a course group form. Okay, if you open course group form, see here, these are the default courses. Okay, if you want to create a new record, there is an option called Alt N. Actually, for creating a new record, here you need to use Alt N shortcut key. So in 2012, Control N. Okay, and here Alt Delete, Alt Del keyword. Okay, Del key like a key press. Okay. So for creating a new record, you just need to click on the new button. You just need to create a new record here. For deleting, you can use the delete button control here. Now, so these are all user interface application. This is what user interface. Okay. Now, if you want to move to the development area, you just need to open the Visual Studio. Always the Visual Studio should open run as administrator. No, you should not open with the open command. Okay, you should not open like this. You should always run your application as a run as administrator. Okay, then only you can able to open the projects. You can create a projects like everything in the Visual Studio itself. Okay, let it be open. Basically, when you want to configure your a D365 environment in your machine, so better to make sure your system configuration should be like a i5 processor or i3 processor. If you have a chance to upgrade to i7 processor, okay, and also the RAM minimum we should have 16 GB RAM. Then only the application will you can work on properly without any lagging and all. Okay, I'm also using like a high-end machine here, and I have a 16 GB RAM, i7 processor, and I'm also using the hard disk, solid state drive or hard disk. So that will make a better performance from the normal hard disk. Okay, Better to make your system should be high-end, then only you can able to work properly on your D365 environment. And now, so this is your environment, this is your area. When you open the Visual Studio, automatically you will get open start page. Okay, by default you will get into the start page. Now here in start page you have multiple options called a new project creation, open a project, open from a resource control, whatever it is. Okay, and also if you close this start page, okay, this is your blank area, this is your workspace. Here there is a file menu. First of all, I would like to tell you about the options available in the Visual Studio. Okay, in the coming classes anyway, we will learn properly about these options and all. Okay, first of all, if you open the file menu, here there is an option called creating a new project, a new website, okay, new team project. Okay, like here there is an option called open, to open a project or solution from our location. Okay, and here you can also open from recent files, whatever you opened recently you can able to see from here. Okay, and there is a edit button we can't do anything, like there is a view button. This is very important option. Here you can open the solution explorer. Okay, I'll tell you one by one what is solution explorer, what is application explorer, okay, what is properties window, full toolbar, everything I'll tell you. This start page, you can open the start page also here. If you click here, automatically you open again the start page. Okay, and if you open the solution explorer, it will open the solution explorer here. Okay, if you click on properties window, there is a F4. Okay, if you press F4, automatically opens the properties pane. Okay, this is solution pane, this is properties pane, and here application explorer is very important option. That is our development environment. Application explorer. Application explorer is AOT. It is called as a AOT, application object tree. Okay, this is application explorer. Your AOT resides under the application explorer. Okay, better to remember the shortcut keys, Control E, Control Alt L. Okay, Control like properties on F4, like that. Okay, this is your AOT, application object tree. Okay, here you can customize, or you can create your own application. You can customize the existing application by using these elements. Okay, here data types, data model, code, user interface, reports, label files, resources, security node, and services, system documentation. These are all default nodes available under the AOT. AOT stands for application object tree. Application object tree. Okay, this application object tree can be classified into two styles. One is classic view and second one is model view. Right now we are in classic view. This is classic view model. Suppose if I click on model view, automatically this AOT will turn into the model view. Okay, I'll tell you what is model, what is package, what is solution, what is project. Okay, I'll tell you one by one. Okay, then you will come to understand this terminology here. Okay, here, okay, let me close this application explorer. Okay, here there is a Dynamics 365 menu is added for Microsoft Visual Studio. Here there are a lot of options are there, like a deployment of package. There is a model management for creating a new model, updating a model parameters. Okay, view all packages dependencies. For example, if I want to import a package, if I want to import a project from another machine from our local drive, I can use this option called import project. For example, if you want to synchronize your development with the database, for example, you have created tables here for your development, you just need to synchronize with your database. Then you just need to choose this option to synchronize with your SQL Server database. And there are labels if you want to find the labels. Okay, and there are add-ins. There are add-ins here like data entity reports, run as form patterns. So one by one options I'll tell you in our course. Okay. And there are options property. Let me open the options property here. Option here. There are several things you will find in the options. Okay, like environment. There are basic setups of the AX application. Basic setups like debugging options, text editor options, or source control options. Okay, this is basic setups which is required for a development. Okay, so whatever the setups we required for our development, I'll tell you in a couple of minutes. Okay. And also uh, this is very important menu. Dynamics 365 is a very important menu. Actually, we are in between 2012 and D365. There is a version called AX7. Actually, we doesn't know that actually. After 2012, the Microsoft has developed the version name called AX7. For example, if you see some videos in YouTube or okay, you will find AX7 node, AX7 option here. Before Dynamics 365, there is one more version called AX7. AX7 is almost equal, almost the same. Actually, Microsoft has changed the name AX7 to D365, Dynamics 365. But there is no difference between AX7 and D365. Okay, just a few names are changed. That's it. Few names are changed, and user interface also a little bit changed. Little bit, just 2 or 3% has been modified from AX7 to Dynamics 365. Actually, people are thinking that after 2012 directly the Microsoft has developed Dynamics 365. No, that is not correct. In between 2012 and Dynamics 365, there is a one more version called AX7. Okay, and there are little bit changes from AX7 to D365. Once I have time, definitely I'll show you the user interface changes and options changes. I'll show you in a screenshots. Okay, and this is very important menu. Okay, first of all, when we discussed about the training program, I'm planning to create one functionality like one employee project. Okay, for one organization. For example, I'm running a business. For my business, I need some employees. For that employee management, I would like to create one project from hiring to from all the functionalities, from hiring to like employee related skills, employee loan information, employee salary details, employee attendance, employee skills, employee courses, everything we will develop in our Dynamics 365 application itself in our training program. Okay, I don't want to tell you like sample things. First of all, I will create one dedicated project for you on some core functionality. We'll take one functionality, dedicated functionality. We will work on that functionality in entire our training program. Okay, then you can understand one flow, one pattern, one life cycle of one functionality. Okay, better to create like that. Okay, after that, first of all, before going to developing a project or any functionality, first let us discuss one sample functionality. Already I designed some course content here for you. Okay, first of all, I'll introduce about the graphical user interface of graphical user interface means content pane. Okay, Visual Studio options. Okay, basic configurations, Visual Studio setup and configuration, terminology, AOT, elements, models, projects, packages. Okay, after that I'll tell you about the naming conventions. While we are creating objects in Visual Studio like tables, forms, menu items. Okay, what kind of naming conventions we need to follow. Okay, all the naming conventions I'll tell you, and the navigation related things like a solution explorer, properties window, code editor, Dynamics 365 menu, model view, all the navigation menus I'll tell you. Okay, after that I'll tell you about the projects concept, project models and packages. Okay, how to create a model, how to create a package, how to create a project. Okay, after that how to create elements like tables, forms, menus, edts, base enums, everything I'll tell you one by one. Okay, we will discuss about the form patterns, form templates, like a table related options, X++ programming also we are going to discussing in the training program, and also working with SQL statements. Okay, after that we are discussing about form methods, table methods, and the number sequence concepts, and all the things we are discussing in the training program. Just it is outline. Okay, while we are going move on. Okay, we are adding few more topics into this content. Okay, first of all, we'll discuss about one functionality. We'll discuss one sample functionality. Let me take one Excel sheet. Okay, like project. Okay, here first of all, I'm going to creating like one employee table. In this employee table, first of all, we required employee ID column, employee name column, like employee age, employee date of birth. Okay, date of birth. Okay, and employee grade, like A, B, C, like there is multiple options. Employee grade, employee mail ID or something like that is okay. Employee status, active or inactive. Okay, gender is also one column. Okay, so we'll add few more columns here in our continuation training program. Okay, this is what table. Okay, and so I will develop one table. Okay, this is one table, and for this table we will create some templates for user interface purpose, like templates. All the templates I'll tell you while we are going on. Okay, this is one more. This is one main table. For this table, we will create one more table called employee loan table. Employee loan table. Employee loan table. In this loan table, again something like employee ID. So it is a primary key concept. Okay, employee name, loan ID column, loan name column. Okay, rate of interest, date of issue of loan, taken amount. Okay, something like loan description number, something like that we will create. Okay, this is one more table which we are going to creating in our training program. Okay, this is a loan table, and somewhat like EMP skill table, employee skills. In employee skills also, I will develop somewhat like employee ID. See, in every table there is a primary key called employee ID. Okay, employee name, skill ID, skill name. Okay, and technology or something like experience kind of thing. Okay, and level, how good at the employee in that particular skill. Okay, this is one more table which we are going to creating in our training program. Okay, skill. somewhat this kind of project we will design. We'll add few more tables like employee attendance table, employee something like uh, salary table. Okay, like parent and child concept we will follow here. Okay, here first of all, to design a project, to design a functionality in Visual Studio, first of all we need to configure some basic setups in the Visual Studio itself for our development purpose. So first of all, here the concept called basic configurations of Visual Studio. Okay, basic configurations of Dynamics 365 financial operations and Visual Studio setup and configurations. Okay, first of all, go to the Visual Studio, open the Visual Studio. Here there is a Dynamics 365 menu. There is an options, open the options. First of all, here in the Dynamics 365 option will be there here. Okay, in the options there is a Dynamics 365. If you expand this Dynamics 365, there is a projects. Here you just need to check the checkbox called organize projects by element type. Elements means tables, forms, reports, data types, everything we can call it as an element. Okay, element. First of all, we are going to organize the elements, whatever the project we are going to creating in future, all the project elements organized by their own name. Okay, automatically. Practically I will show you. If you click here, if you select this option, what will happen, I will tell you practically. Okay, okay, there is a synchronized database on build for newly created project. Okay, I'm not going to select this option because there is a performance issue. Whenever we are going to whenever we are creating a new project, whenever we are building a new project, so always it will synchronize with the database, that will hit the performance always. So that is the reason I'm not going to selecting this option. Okay, for this option also I will discuss you later point of time. After that, go to the build. Better to check all these things. These are the default setups, and go to the text editor. There is a text editor. There is a all languages. Here there is a line numbers property. Here you just need to select the line numbers. Line numbers means, for example, we are writing X++ code, so automatically it will show the line numbers in the code editor. Okay, better to select the line numbers always. That will give you the better view while you are writing the code and all. Okay, better to select the line numbers here, and in general nothing to select here. File extension, nothing here, and something, that's it. This is the basic environment, basic setups you need to do before going to develop your projects. Okay, just let me click on OK button. So it is selected. If you want to check directly, again go to the options. You just need to select, okay, whether the options added correctly or not. Just you need to select. Okay. Yeah, tell me.
Hi Arjun. Arjun.
Tell me.
Yeah, Arjun, I have a doubt. We also installed the Visual Studio 2015 on our PC, but we can't find the option Dynamics 365 on our Visual Studio. How
Exactly.
we can?
See, that is a configuration, that is the installation process. So you can't find this Dynamics 365 option in the normal Visual Studio. After installing your Visual Studio, you just need to configure. You just need to download some files from the Microsoft for installation process, and you just need to install the application. But that is a huge concept actually. We'll discuss. I'll provide you some documentation kind of thing for installation process. Okay, later point of time.
Okay. Because
better to get the environment from your company, because it is not easy to build your machine of Dynamics 365, because it is not a free version like $20.
Okay.
It is not a free version. Okay, you just need to get the license from the Microsoft, and you just need to configure your machine on a step-by-step process. Okay.
So how how much it costs for one license? Because actually we are not thinking that we'll get the license from our company. So what we can do for installing
Yeah,
this 365 on our PC?
I understood, but exactly, I'm really sorry. I don't have any idea of how much it costs of one user license and all. It depends on the, actually, suppose if you go to Microsoft and if you ask the license, they won't give you. Uh, they will give the licensing and all to their partners, like to the company. So you are an individual person. So Microsoft doesn't provide you license key or license information to you. So only they will sell to the companies, like partners. Okay.
Okay,
But the
so
point,
how if that option is not in our PC, then how we can practice on these things?
that's what I'm telling you. First of all, you just need to ask your people which are there in the development team or your administrator to get how to get the this license key or something like a trial version kind of thing. Okay. So first of all, ask your people. If there is no luck, okay, then tell me. I'll tell you one more option. Here in Hyderabad, we have a few people are there for installation process. They will install on your PC. They will help you
Okay.
out. They will
Yeah.
charge some amount and all. Okay, they will give you some. They will give you the environment and all, because I'm also get this environment from another guy, because it is not a free version, and make sure it is not a free version like a 22
Why?
application.
Okay, because we are the development people in our company, we are not aware about these things, because the Dynamics 365 on our company is purchased from another company called DXC. Though, so they have implemented the project and they have got. So after so there is no option to getting the license information from them. So we need to install in our PC. Then only the daily training from your side we can practice on that, and we can work on